lovely, lovely Glenfiddich Scotch whiskey. It counts. Whiskey. It says it on the bottle. Yeah, I had to repeat the joke from the liquor store. Leave me alone. You're smarter than the bottle, Steve. There we go. Don't judge me.
Why would I do that?
I was half talking to the audience.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Give me that glass. Cheers. Episode 2.
So too. Smells good.
Yeah, it does. Cheers.
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Not as brash as the Woodford, but I like that oak. It said it on the bottle. It's an aged in oak casks, whatever you want to call them. I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur. I just like it.
This one is a little smooth.
It's a lot. Yeah. It's smoother for sure. But I definitely enjoyed the Woodford. That was nice.
The Woodford was really good.
It's nice.
This has a more sophisticated vibe to it.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have on a vest.
And a monocle.
Yeah.
Maybe a Newsies cap.
This is definitely smoother.
Yeah, this is a celebration whiskey almost.
Mhm. Yeah, this is smooth. Add that to the list. What is that?
Glenfiddich,
Glenfiddich.
their original blend, 12 years.
This is nice. I like that.
I almost got, because I saw one sitting there that was, it was a Glenlivet. There was a Caribbean blend. It was their whiskey that had been aged in Caribbean rum barrels. I was thinking about that one.
That's probably good as shit.
Yeah, but I wanted to stick with standard issue.
Why is the
Whiskey.
rum always gone?
I used to have a fucking flag that I'd put on the back of my Suburban. It was like, was it, why is the rum always gone? Or was it was something about either rum or beer or something like that.
Yeah, man.
And American flag on the driver's side, pirate flag on the passenger side.
Beer bottles in the back. Sliding from left to right every time you turn.
In the old fucking, who makes those old coolers?
Eagle.
No, like an actual like beer cooler.
I've never been a
Like-
big beer drinker, so I really don't know.
Well, no. I mean, just a regular like picnic, not an igloo ice cooler. Fuck, Coleman. Old 70s Coleman fucking cooler.
Coleman. I've never seen that.
Fucking thing. I still have it. It's all metal with a fucking plastic lining. And oh, dude, it's amazing. It looks like a photo from fucking '68. It's amazing.
Coleman beer cooler.
It's not for beer.
Or
It's
it's just
just
a
a
cooler.
cooler. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's just a bigger, giant old ice chest you'd go camping with or something.
Oh, another thing that I didn't do when I was a kid.
Yeah, we gotta go camping, buddy. We could do one of these camping.
That would be smooth.
Have some nice pine trees and greenery surrounding us.
No bears.
We're
Or
not. We
coyotes.
don't have to worry about that.
Listen, the last time I went to we went to my buddy's bachelor party, and we rented a cabin up in the mountains. Where we're outside around the fire pit, just talking. It was like mid-afternoon. There's I don't want to say a creek. It's like a river between us and the mountains. And we just hear all this rustling on the other side of the creek, or river, right? fucking black bear.
Shit.
He comes down. He sees us. Goes upstream. Crosses over. Like, we're like, okay, fine. He's not coming back this way. Whatever. Later that night, guess who's in the garage rustling through the trash? Oh, man. And we were all toasted, bro.
Nice.
So I'm like, if he manages to get inside of the cabin, what are we going to do? I think it was 6 of us. 6 guys versus 1 bear.
Honestly, the only thing you do is try to scare it and just make yourself as big as you can and yell. That's all. Because you're not outrunning them on flat ground or downhill.
It was
Or
crazy.
uphill. You can outrun a bear downhill. Yeah.
That was actually like the first time I actually encountered a bear in real life. Like,
I've never actually.
outside of like the zoo. Like,
Have I?
it was weird. You know?
No.
Because I was thinking he was going to come across and just stomp the yard kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But he just looked at us. He saw that it was nothing for him to bother us about. He
Yeah.
went up creek and kept on doing his thing. But sure enough, he came back. And I think it was because like whoever rented the cabin before we did, they never dumped the trash.
I was gonna say that. Yeah.
They just put it in the garage.
He knows that it's a place to get.
Yeah, food.
Resource, yeah.
So he just came into the garage and was just rustling through everything.
As far as my knowledge goes, generally with bears, as long as you don't fuck with one of their cubs or where their den is, you're fine.
Yeah, I have no clue. All I know is that there was a bear in the garage, and I was like, okay, I'm not going outside. Because,
Yeah.
bear.
Yeah.
You
No,
know what I'm saying?
even with my knowledge of that, I still wouldn't go intentionally fucking with them.
No, sir.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I thought was, I'm a black guy. I shouldn't even be in this situation. I shouldn't even fucking be here.
Wasn't even supposed to be here today.
Like, this is what the fuck I get. That shit is crazy, bro. But again, like growing up in the city and never going out and doing stuff like that, you don't come across that kind of stuff. So it's like,
No. Yeah. Well, it's funny you say that because I've lived in small towns most of my life. And I never came close to hitting an animal. It wasn't until I moved here and I hit a deer in Duluth.
dude, I have deer in my front yard all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing for me to open my garage and then there's like $2 and a bunch of those just sitting out there. Like, hey, how you doing? We're here,
What's up?
right?
Six Flags down the road, I know.
It's crazy. It's crazy that
You waiting for Memorial Day too? Me too, man.
bro, it's wild. Like I have more wildlife. I see more wildlife. I'm surrounded by more wildlife now than I've ever been. Cause like in Miami, bro, you get gators and iguanas. That's it. You don't get anything else, right? You might get a moccasin or a cottonmouth snake every now and then, something like that. But the majority of the time, it's gators and iguanas. That's it.
No flamingos?
No. No. No flamingos.
No penguins?
No. Really?
I just wanted to say penguins.
Really?
Good old penguins.
You might get some pelicans and some seagulls if you're in the beach area. That's
There you
about
go.
it.
Yeah.
But like no bears and like none of that kind of crazy
No,
stuff.
I highly doubt any bears ever been in Florida.
No, man. And if you do see some kind of crazy exotic animal, most likely it's somebody's pet that
Yeah.
they haven't gotten tired of and let go in the wild yet.
Apparently, they're having a real problem with pythons and anacondas.
Oh yeah, people get them as pets, and then when they get too big for them to maintain, they release them.
Oh, you mean you can't feed this 20-foot anaconda fucking 3 cats a day?
Bro,
It's not feasible.
it's crazy. And then it's like you go into the Everglades or you go into the Keys and all that stuff, and then you also you see these massive snakes and these overly large alligators, and it's like, why are they so big? And then it's like, at some point, I think the snakes and the gators were fighting over territory down there.
It wouldn't surprise me.
So it's like, it's wild, man. Florida is a wild place. Okay?
Yep.
Florida's gonna Florida.
Yes, they are.
You know what I mean?
I wouldn't lie. I'd be lying if I said I didn't ever want to be on the news as a Florida man.
Oh, bro.
That'd be too fun.
The shit the stuff that goes on down there is crazy. It is crazy.
Although that is where the bath salts started.
Yeah.
The bath salt zombies.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that started down there. A lot.
Yeah.
I haven't lived down there in a long time, but I don't ever foresee myself moving back down there. I just can't. It's like you get out of the insane asylum and you finally find peace. Why would you check back in?
Yeah.
Just doesn't make sense, right?
I get that, but I never lived there, so I want to go visit it.
Oh, visit is fine. Visit, go visit, go have fun, go do it.
I want to go visit Arkham.
Go do it all, but don't stay there. Don't stay too long.
So we went for a ride in the '67 Impala. You ever think you'd go for a ride in one of those and listen to Aladdin?
Definitely not that. I don't think I would ever be in anybody's car and be singing along to classic Disney songs ever. Like Tevin Campbell from the Goofy movie, Powerline. Like, I remember me and my siblings and my cousins all sitting in my mom's living room watching that movie, doing dances and all that crazy stuff as kids, right? Like,
seeing eye to eye.
That was oh my, you're the worst. Like, that was being a kid in the 90s, bro.
That's
right?
what we grew up with.
Like, it was just good, wholesome fun.
And we grew up on opposite sides of the fucking country. But when you only got 10 channels, I mean, shit.
Wow.
And no internet.
Dude, think about that.
Yeah. 10 channels
10
and
channels.
corded phones.
10 channels, an actual landline, no internet in existence.
Before AOL. Most of you fucks don't even know what that is. Oh, man, remember getting on the internet with the fucking...
Remember floppy disk?
Oh, I have some.
Remember those?
Where are they? I use them as coasters now.
Freaking, I remember when Gateway Computer was the thing.
Yeah, yep, get the cow computer.
Remember that?
Yep, Gateway. And dude, you're getting a Dell. Thanks for that.
Dude. Apple, when they had the big monitor with the colors.
Yep. And then after that, they went pristine and all the kids started not liking them. But now Apple has such a foothold on modern society. You're not cool if you don't have an Apple. Why are you fucking up our text thread with the green bubble? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Androids rule the world. Okay? Fuck your ecosystem.
Oh, God.
Rant over.
Oh, God.
So stupid.
Yeah, man.
It's just a fucking phone, dude.
Man, I don't know, bro. It's just like times were a lot simpler.
Yeah.
People were a lot simpler.
And it was still a more dangerous place to be, or time to be alive.
Yeah.
And we didn't know any better.
I honestly feel like the internet made it a lot easier for some things, but it made it a lot more complicated at the same time.
Yeah, because now we're so aware of all the things that happen around us, we're too afraid to go live life.
Yeah. Well, not everybody.
Not everybody, no, but most.
Most people are. It's like, what can happen? What can happen if I do this? What can happen if I do that? But it also gave
freedom to a lot of people.
Gave freedom to a lot of people, right? But then, think about this. Prime example. You never knew how hot the girl from 4 or 5 states away was because you could never see her.
No.
Right?
You only had Hollywood and your next door neighbor.
And your next door neighbor. You only had your
Thanks, Pornhub.
Immediate not sponsored. You only had your immediate vicinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
School,
Yeah.
church, library, grocery store, whatever, whoever you ran into, that was it. Like, the only time you knew about anybody outside of that space is if you went out of town, or if you traveled.
If you
like
had
that,
family out
you
of
had
town,
family
or
out in another state, right?
you were lucky enough to have a family that vacationed.
Exactly, right? The internet made it accessible for you to see everybody. And now all of a sudden, everybody that's in your vicinity isn't good enough,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Yeah, a lot of people have that problem.
It's like, well, I want to know what that's like, or I want to know what this like, and what's here isn't good enough now. You're not happy with what you already have because now you want to go and get that.
Yeah, the term "the grass is always greener."
Greener, right?
No, it's not.
The grass is greener where you water it,
Yep.
right? So
Facts. Facts.
it's like, so the internet is a good thing when it comes to information, when it comes to making certain things accessible and easier.
It's
and
just good for information and communication.
communication, right?
It doesn't teach you everything.
But it is a nightmare when it comes to a lot of other stuff.
Sometimes I wish I had my parents' encyclopedias.
I actually have my mom's.
Nice.
I
Fuck
still,
yeah.
I still have them.
Tell me you have an old 80s Webster Dictionary.
I think I do. I think I do.
Gotta look
I'll
for
have to
that.
check.
You gotta bust that out. It
I'll
needs
have
to
to
be
check.
on your desk.
I'll check.
So
I
we can
know.
actually have the definition of words that there's not changing.
Well, I have a few dictionaries, so I'll check and see when I get back to the house. But I know I have a complete set, and I know my grandmother has some, which I should be getting from her in a couple of months when my mom goes to visit her. But I definitely know I have a few old dictionaries.
Hell yeah.
So, and a couple of old history books and all that kind of stuff. So it's like a lot, and again, depending on what version of the books you have, right? If you get the older version of them and you look at the newer version of them, the words are different, or they're not even in there anymore.
Yeah.
The definitions are changed.
Yep.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. You need an old one.
it's crazy.
Because now they're rewriting everything. And you can't even, like, half the time you can't even buy an actual dictionary. It's all just online.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we can't put that to print. It costs too much.
No, it doesn't. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And again, like,
Because then it'll be in print.
if you keep everything digital, then whenever you want to get rid of it, you can just
Yep.
turn it off. And now no one has access to it.
Delete.
Right? And that's the other part. Like, what movie was that? Was it V for Vendetta? I think it was.
Probably.
When I think it was like the prime minister or somebody, they found out that he had like an old Quran
Yeah.
in his house.
Yeah. And it was the news broadcaster.
The news broadcaster.
Yeah.
That's right. And then they found
And
out
he was gay.
He was he was.
Yeah.
He was. And then they found out he had the he was gay. He had like ancient artifacts and old books and stuff hidden in his house and all that kind
They
of
went
stuff.
against the state
And
doctrine.
it went against the doctrine of the state, and then they black bagged him, and he disappeared.
Yeah.
Right?
And it was funny because when he's taking the chick around and she saw the Quran, she's like, "Is this the original Quran?" He's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Aren't you worried that they're gonna get you for that?" And he's like, "That's the last thing I'm worried about."
Yeah, right. But it's like when you think about it, right? At some point, like book burning.
Yeah.
Are they gonna make it? Is it gonna be illegal for you to own books?
They don't
at some
need
point?
to burn them anymore. They just delete them.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like if they digitize everything, right? Then it's not in existence anymore anyway.
It's worse because now we don't even know that it's happening.
True.
It's worse.
True. That's wild. That is wild.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it's getting so crazy that the AI mimicry of celebrity has gotten so good that I don't know how many ads you get on YouTube, but I see Joe Rogan and Steve
all of
Harvey
it.
and all them promoting this financial aid for $6,400. Joe Rogan's not promoting that shit.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It's crazy, man. The whole AI thing is crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, I personally, I think, like I said before, I feel like if you can find a way to make it, to utilize it and keep it under wraps, then yeah, okay. But
Problem is, we got a lot of bad actors.
it's too many people that's just like curious, like they just want to see what it can do.
Yeah, let me mess with.
And I'm like, yeah, that's how Skynet became a thing. And then next thing you know, you got Arnold busting in your living room.
get down,
You know what I'm saying? Talking
Mac, get to the chopper.
You know what I'm saying? Like did nobody
Yeah.
watch any of these movies? Like the concept of AI not being a good thing. Like, how is it that you have all these foreseen ones and all these people who are saying, hey, we don't think this is a good idea, and yet you still do it?
It's not good. It's not good, guys.
Right? Like, what? And then when it all goes rogue, it's gonna be like, oh, we didn't know. Yes, you did.
You see, though, but I have an anti. I don't know if thesis is the right word. We'll just use an antithesis to this argument because everyone is worried about AI, and kinda rightfully so. Until they can get an AI that has conscious thought and can be proven to be intelligent in its own right, we don't have to worry about that
Okay.
because it's silicon. It can't think on its own. It can think for itself in pre-programmed steps to come up with a resolution for a certain problem, but it's got to be programmed and told to do that. It's not going to be like, how do we get rid of the emissions in the ozone? It's not going to go through all these computations to be like, kill humans. It's not going to do that.
I mean, well,
It has to be given that value of input to say that humans are the detriment.
I mean, we don't need AI to do that.
I know we're doing that ourselves.
We're doing it ourselves.
I know, but people are afraid of AI because of that reason. It's not going to do that until it develops sentience. It can't. It has to be programmed with that factor in its base.
Yeah, that makes sense, and I understand what you're saying.
But it can say what's the best way to eliminate crop fields the best way. And then people can act off of that input. It can be used by different organizations to ruin other countries. Sure. But it's not going to be an end all, I'm going to take over the nuclear arsenal and fucking destroy you. Unless it becomes sentient. And in order to do that, it has to have brain matter. So if someone wants to be a cyborg and put their brain into a supercomputer, sure, then it'll happen. But then it'll be a cyborg, not AI.
Well, wasn't it Musk who was talking about something called Neuralink or something like that?
That's his company, Neuralink.
So, but he was also one of the main people talking about
Being afraid of
being
AI.
afraid of AI.
But that's why he's researching it. It's one of the ways to face your fears and to have the most control.
This is true.
I do have a little bit of faith in humanity. If that technology got into the wrong smart enough hands, it could go deathly awry. But we're still years away from that kind of technology being that viable. Even Elon has said that.
That we know of.
Sure, that we know of, yes. I'll agree to that.
Because I strongly believe that a lot of the stuff that we have present day and a lot of stuff that we have not been allowed access to has been reverse engineered.
To have the technology we have today. Yes.
So,
Joe Rogan's had the man on his podcast himself that did the research on the gravity drive shit with Area 51.
yeah.
Can never remember his name.
Yeah. So it's like a lot of the crap they've had access to, they've already knew how it functions and all that.
We sure have advanced a lot in the last 100 years compared to the rest of human civilization. I mean, shit. We're just two regular peasants, as it were. Or what would they call them in medieval times? Regular people?
Commoners.
Commoners, yeah, that was word. I thought it started with an F. I can't remember. We're common folk. Recording a podcast and just putting it out in the ether.
I'm trying to think about the word.
Right?
Mm.
Maybe it's a religious term. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whiskey from Scotland.
I don't know, bro. I just feel like, yeah, let me get a little bit more. It is really good too.
All right.
I said a little bit more. Good
Sorry.
God.
It's a big ice ball.
Big balls in this building, bro.
Only the biggest.
But I don't know, man. I guess my thing is I worry about the future of humanity. You know what I mean? Being a father and having young kids.
It's inherent once we have kids.
It's like, what comes next, and how do I safeguard or somehow safeguard my children from the chaos, you know? But it's like you really can't safeguard them from everything.
You can just give them knowledge.
You can only give them the knowledge and prepare them for what possibly can happen.
Unless you want to be a prepper.
There's nothing wrong with being a prepper.
No, nothing. I was just saying that's one of the things.
And even with being a prepper, it's like, okay.
Oh, you mean you don't trust the government? Me neither.
Being a prepper is smart. Like, if you carry a gun, you're a prepper. Guess why? You carry a gun because you want to be protect. You want to be able to protect yourself just in case something happens.
It is our alien given right to carry a weapon.
Right? As a prepper, what are you doing? You're just buying extra supplies and resources just in case something happens. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And no guns ever killed anybody. Well, unless you beat them with the hilt. But no guns ever killed anybody.
By itself? No.
No. Even with the person holding it, no guns ever killed anybody. The bullet did. I think Jeremy Clarkson put it best on Top Gear. He was like, speed never killed anybody. It was the sudden stop that did it.
This is true. I can't argue with that. I can't argue with that.
But sure, I mean, if you had a bayonet attached to your gun, then yeah, your gun killed somebody.
No.
But my gun didn't get legs and walk outside and go
No.
boom.
No. It was the person behind it with the intent to do whatever it is that they wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. But I mean, hell, like if I was a chef at a
Oh, knives kill way more people than guns do.
well, not even that. If I was a chef at a 5-star restaurant and I decided that I wanted to eradicate everybody in that restaurant, all you gotta do is put a little bit of rat poison in the food.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden everybody's sick and they don't know what's going on.
There's 1,000 ways to poison people.
Exactly, right? So it's like if someone wants to do something, they're going to find a way to do it, right? At the end of the day,
You can open up the Tide Pod Cafe.
Tide Pod Cafe.
Yeah. And play Russian roulette with Tide Pods. Most of them are just gummy candies, and one of them's actually a Tide Pod.
How, bro? How does your mind come up with this shit?
I don't know. I don't know.
Seriously, right?
I have no idea.
Gummy bear Russian roulette. One of these is a Tide Pod. The rest are not. Choose wisely.
Maybe I watched
Sounds
Hunger
like a
Games
fucking
and
game show.
Squid Games.
Oh my god.
And that one movie that just came out with the guy that played Voldemort, Ralph Fiennes. He played a chef, and it was like a murder mystery dinner thing. I didn't actually watch the movie, but it looked intriguing.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And they had like a bunch of people come to this one place, and then
Yeah, it was supposed to be this exquisite one chance in a lifetime meal thing, and it ended up being a murder galore thing.
I haven't seen
Something
it.
like that.
I know what you're talking about. I saw like the previews or whatever, but I haven't actually.
But I
watched
could also throw Snowpiercer in there.
Snowpiercer was a very, very, pun intended, wild ride of a movie.
Yeah, it was. It was super good.
Like when you, at the end of that movie, it was like,
Damn.
what the fuck?
Damn.
Right?
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was a nice adrenaline rush, good story going through the train, and then the fucking kicker at the... We are recording. My elbow hit the keyboard and stopped the recording. And we were talking for like another 4 or 5 minutes before we figured it out. Keep elbow off of desk. You've been drinking, stupid. But we had... Where the video stopped was
Snowpiercer.
Snowpiercer freaking out about the conclusion of that.
Yeah, so I'm like, but my thing was like, the way that the whole thing was set up, like right, each cart, the engineering of the train, like how it would go through the snow and would recycle the snow, everything, it was so efficient.
Yeah.
Right, everything was so efficient, and my thing is, okay, did they come up with that plan throughout the process of already everybody being on the train, or when they decided to create this train and create this entire process, did they say this is how we're going to do this, or was it built
From
in
what
the time?
From what I gathered from the movie, it was built to be a self-sustaining luxury train. And because the train was bum rushed when the world fell apart, there were too many people on board it. And instead of killing them all and seeming evil, they would cull them every once in a while and then put their bones and bodies through a meat grinder and feed them back to themselves as jello.
Which was
Bleh.
wild.
But I don't know, because then it also had the pellet messages in it that came from the conductor. So it's like, did they know this whole time? Because they had little kids inside of little tiny spaces making the train move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like that, it was weird.
If you liked that movie, get on
Yeah.
Apple TV Plus or Apple TV, and there's a show called is it The Tower? Fuck, I think it's The Tower. Or no, Silo. It's called Silo. Like a missile silo. It's about what would happen if a shit ton of people were put in a silo, like end of the world type scenario, but no one knew why they were there or how long they've been there. Very much like Snowpiercer, but one area. Very good. Very good. Must watch, in my opinion.
The only show I was interested in watching that was on Apple TV was Westworld.
I wasn't on there.
No, what was that? What was
That
that?
was HBO.
HBO, sorry. And I think it was one called Blind with what's the guys that plays Aquaman? Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Okay.
forget the concept of the show, but I was interested in watching that one. I haven't really seen anything else on Apple
The
TV.
best one on there is For All Mankind.
All Mankind.
For All Mankind.
Okay.
It's about what would happen in the mid-60s if Russia beat us to the moon.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Super good show. It's on its 4th season right now. It's so good.
would have put them ahead.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. What would America have done if the Russians beat us to the moon?
Or what would America have become
During the Cold War.
during the Cold War?
Yeah. It's super good.
That's like some alternate universe type
Yeah,
thing.
pretty much. Just make one change.
I mean, but technically that's all it would take, right?
Yeah, that's all it would take. And it would completely change the world. What would have happened if JFK wasn't assassinated? What world would we be living in now? Would he have actually gotten rid of taxes and the CIA? Would he actually been able to do that, or it would have been made into a joke like Trump.
But you know what's funny?
You know? You don't know.
This is the weird part. We brought up Trump.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was against Trump. You know, he's a joke. He's this, he's that. But now look at how many people are actually coming around
From all sides.
from all sides,
All sides.
and saying he was right. When you think right,
Yeah.
like it's amazing how many people were so against him, and now all of a sudden everybody's like, he was right.
We're going to put him in all of our songs and then say he's a racist. And then, oh, wait a minute. We made lots of money when he was there. Huh. Maybe he's not such a bad guy.
Right. And then when you go back before he ever even thought about running to be president,
Mm-hmm.
who was Donald Trump always around?
Black people. Always.
Who was always partying and having fun and doing business with, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, this doesn't make sense.
None. It never made sense.
At all.
Nothing the media said. Mainstream media.
Oh,
which
my
technically
God.
isn't mainstream because they have the least amount of views. They're technically...
I just find it ironic.
Yeah, it was super ironic.
I find it ironic as hell.
I'm almost hesitant to say this, but it's damn near true. He is historically one of the best presidents we've ever had. He
Bruh.
crossed the Korean border by himself to go handle fucking Kim Jong-un. He brokered 3 peace deals in the Middle East during the most tumultuous times known. Brokered 3 peace deals. Most prosperous time ever for all American citizens.
Yeah.
More income per household, period. End of story under his presidency. But he's this bigoted, racist guy that hates black people and fat people.
It's wild, bro.
It's retarded.
It's wild. And then
And you can't take that word from me. I like retarded. Shut
and,
up.
And the other part about it is like, and I really don't want to talk politics, but
No, yeah.
but it's like, how many times are we as the American people, we the people, going to keep making the same mistakes and expecting a different outcome?
Oh, you mean the definition of insanity?
Exactly my point. Because as far as I know, before I was even allowed to vote, it's always been vote Democratic if you're black or a minority.
And where'd that come from? I'm just curious.
That's just what it always been.
Huh.
It's
Because I
always
was
been
never
that.
told anything by anybody that I knew in my
Bro.
personal life. It was always the TV
It
telling
was
me.
always blacks vote Democrat. That was just it's just what we did. It, whether our grandparents taught it to our parents and our parents taught it to us. I mean, it was just the thing. It was like, that's what you do. And I'm like, but why? And it was never an explanation or a definition or a reason. It was just, that's what you're supposed to do.
Interesting.
You see what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I hear
it's-
you.
So it's like, we're in a time now where people are finally starting to think for themselves,
Keep doing that.
educate themselves, look into things. They're not taking anybody and everybody's word for shit anymore. They're like, okay, well, where did you get that information from? What are the facts?
Yeah.
Give me the deets.
You can find the facts.
Right?
It's not hard.
So, and it's like, it's not just some old, trust me, bro science type shit anymore. You see what I'm saying?
Trust me, bro, only applies to bro code.
That, so it's like, you either give me the receipts or shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Basically, right?
Right now, you can literally hop on multiple websites and watch the Ukraine war.
Yeah. And again, I don't like talking about politics, but why is it that the American people are always paying for everybody else's wars?
Because we're the police state of the world that has all the power and the
Why?
money and the technology.
Why?
I mean, we could really go down the rabbit hole if we want to.
I'm just asking why. Why do we have to be in everybody else's business?
We don't.
Why can't we let them do whatever it is they
Until-
want to do?
Up until right before World War II, America was an isolationist nation. We didn't want anything to do with anybody. We didn't really have trade. Ever.
Okay.
We were an isolationist nation because we had gotten away from Britain and we still had that mentality of we could do it better ourselves. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
World War II happened. Taxes never went away.
Yeah.
FDR, while he was a great president, did some shit behind a fucking table. And then corrupt president after corrupt president proceeded after him. And the ones that did try to do good were assassinated. Or tried to.
Mm-hmm.
Reagan was good. Again, another actor from Hollywood that did better than most. Which is weird because fuck California. Even though I was born there.
That's a crazy place.
Fuck them. You need to be woke and vegan.
Well, from what I understand, a lot of them are moving to Texas now, so.
Yeah. Well, those are the comedians and the ones that have been hiding in California. Well, hiding who they are in California.
Gotcha.
Because they can still say that they're not Republican, which is fine. Because I might vote Republican. I'm conservative. More... It's a hybrid of liberal and conservative. I like both issues. I see the points of both sides. I lean more towards conservative because the liberals are fucking crazy right now.
Yeah.
Chill. Bring it down a notch. Come on.
Yeah.
We can coexist. You know the bumper stickers have been on Priuses for fucking 20 years? Come on. We can do it. Fucking fishes.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Oh, not the Prius, bro.
Fuck the Prius.
Not the Prius.
Worst car ever. Next to the Toyota Solara. Don't get me on the Echo.
Oh
Fucking
my
Christ.
god.
Terrible.
Listen, if the wind blew too hard, that car would fall right off the road.
Yeah.
So.
I've seen one cool Toyota Prius in my life. They put a Chevy V6 in it, a 4.3 liter,
It's not a Prius.
33-inch tires,
That's why it was
and
cool.
a 6-inch lift.
That's why it was
Awesome looking.
It wasn't a Prius.
Looked like a little
anymore.
moon rover just going
It
around town.
wasn't a Prius, bro.
That's why it's cool. It
That was a fucking moon rover on Earth.
was awesome.
It was no longer a Prius. All the other Priuses was like, why can't we be like that guy?
My brother's so much cooler.
Oh my god. That's wow. That is wow. I apologize. This is what's going to happen in these conversations, just so you know. We're going to be bouncing all over the fucking place.
Some of these weeks, because we record a few at a time, some of the episodes are going to be like several in and being like, well, fucking Biden, fucking... Dude! And you know the other thing, okay?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's bound to.
Yeah. Yeah. It's oh man.
But that's what it is. It's whiskey chat.
I just want
Lavender and Killbart.
I wish I could kind of like zoom out and
Go third person.
go third person and just watch it all play out, right? And say, okay. And then zoom back in and say, all right, let's do this and this and this and
Yeah.
this, right?
That'd be the secret to life's little game reset.
Bro.
Yeah, it's called time travel.
Because I really feel like there are a lot of average Joes, right? That, bro, honestly, I feel like a lot of the regular people are more intelligent than the fucking people that we have, quote unquote, leading this country.
Dude, honestly, I'm kinda with Rogan on the idea of having a president is ludicrous, but he's not taking into account the three branches of government to hold each other in checks and balances and all of that. Now, granted, a lot of it's corrupt. I get it. But the role of president used to be you had to be a landowner, and there are a whole bunch of things that a proper guy in his older age would go and be a president and run for it. And it would be people around him telling him, you should do it. Not just guys being like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
I have OPEC money or whatever. Honestly, this day and age, it should be, okay, we have all this information on all the citizens in the nation. Okay, we want a guy with at least this minimum amount of brain power from SATs or whatever, their high school diplomas. Can't count college. Not enough of us go. Okay? And besides,
A lot of us go.
Liberal
they just,
fucks.
They just don't fucking finish.
well, that too. But can't count that. They have to show brain power. And it should be either a lottery or... Actually, lottery would be the only fair way. Lottery to be president. And then you can get your cabinet from what... And then they should have a year to go talk to many different other, government type people and see if they can develop a bond or a trust to have them in their cabinet. Right? But it's not even necessarily the senators and the Congress people and the president that are the problem. It's the motherfuckers that are the secretaries and the people running the business behind those guys that have been in D.C. their entire lives.
Yeah. And that's
that
the other
don't
thing.
change.
Like, why are you allowed? Like, why are you, once you become part of the House and all that other shit, like, why are you there for the rest of your life? Like, you have no connection with the real world after a certain amount of time.
Once you get your constituency, you start going against what you fucking said you were going to do to get
like,
there.
Like, they should wash out with the president. You come in with the president and you leave with him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how it should be. Because you got people in there. How fucking...
Because I believe senators are 6-year terms. And they can do them as many times as they like. That should be limited to 2. 2.
And you're gone.
Yeah.
Because...
That's 12 years being senator. You're done.
It's like you got people who are still in this system who are literally... and I hate to say this. They have direct connection to people in their own families who were slave owners.
You mean our vice president?
So...
And she did a great job in her own right in California.
What? What?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. We said multiple times we weren't going to talk politics.
Yes. We did. We really did.
The camera. We were going on another track, and we had a good roll going, and then I fucking stopped the recording.
Bro, it's just...
It fucking came back to it so
hard,
quick.
bro.
It's so hard not to talk about it once you've had a couple. It's so hard.
because there's so much ludicrousy going on, man.
Yep.
And it's like if you are an average American that has a ounce of intelligence and common sense, you know that our country is being fucking bombarded by bullshit.
No, I need to trust the government with everything in my life because the pothole outside has been fixed. That's how stupid people are. If you can't fix a road, how are you going to fix my life? Huh? Stop trusting the government. It's a bunch of people with their own fucking agenda, okay? They're not there to help you.
It's not even that. It's just a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And people do dumb shit. People do dumb shit. People have situations. People have things going on in their lives. They have stipulations and situations. And they have bad days.
Yeah.
And they are fucking flawed.
But how can you have faith that someone in the government that you voted for, that you've never met, and you think that they have your best interests at heart?
They don't know you. How do they have your best interests at heart?
That's
They
my point.
tell you exactly what they need to tell you
Yeah.
to get you to vote for them. And then once they get what they want, they go do whatever the fuck they want to do. It's the same thing as your fucking 5-year-old kid who wants ice cream. Did you clean your room? Yes. Did you do your homework? Yes. Did you clean up? Did you put your toys away? Yes. Okay, here's your ice cream. And then when you go and check, he's done none of it.
The only socialist society that ever works is your own household.
And that's a dictatorship.
Yeah. Socialist. Yeah. It's the only one that works. Is your own home. It's the only form of that ever works.
Holy
You
shit.
socialist Democrats out there, you want to know of a fucking socialist society that works? Does it work in your own house? Because if you're not in charge of your own house, guess what? It doesn't fucking work. So unless you have a nuclear American family with one person in charge, I don't care if it's a guy or girl. There's some women that wear the pants. I'll admit that. But guess what? It's a fucking socialist family. It's the only way it can work. I'm paying for a whole bunch of fucking idiots. That's what I'm doing. Weird.
Pretty much. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, it's the only version of socialism that works. It does not work as a government with a bunch of people. It doesn't work. A commune can work. Sure, you fucking hippies, whatever. Doesn't work as a nation. Name one through history. Venezuela? No.
No.
Russia?
No. Hell no.
China?
Definitely no.
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 North Korea. I hear they're doing good. North Korea rocks. It doesn't work. Cuba. That's a great place. Let's go vacation there. Okay. Okay, you Sander bros. Fucking morons.
That shit is wild.
Yeah, it's a family household. It's the only place socialism works.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, I just had like a whole fucking epiphany when you said that. That is
Fuck yeah,
crazy.
dude.
That is. Every single parent home. No, I'm good. Every single parent home.
If you're married, it's still socialist.
Yeah, but I mean, even if, like, think about it.
You have a main earner, and they're typically the ones who make the rules.
Yeah,
Socialist.
it's socialism. That's crazy as fuck. Why have I never thought about it that way?
I only came up with that in my head like 3 or 4 years ago, and I've kind of kept it to myself. I'm sure I'm not the first one that's thought of that.
No, I'm sure you're not, but it's just like. That's a hell of an
It's the
analogy.
only form of socialism that works. The only one. Because you actually care about the motherfuckers.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're gonna do what you gotta do.
But
to
it's
take
still
care of
not
them.
pure socialism, because eventually you do let them go. They're my little slaves until they're old enough to be free.
This is true. And normally when they're free, they go out and they start to become their own
Little socialists.
little socialists
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and create their own private socialist environment.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Thanks, Karl Marx.
Wow. Wow.
There's one for you. Sit on that for a while. Until next week, this has been Lavender and Kilbar Whiskey Chat.
Holy shit. Bro, that's crazy.
Yeah, after I say that, I'm just going to fade it out and have like outro music or something and just have us talking, and you just still like putting your head down.
No, because I'm thinking about like, okay, so like,
Are we still having this on the record? Or you want me to stop?
oh no, you can stop it.
Alright.
Like,